So we have the worst education almost in the large world, the world that people know about. Let's say if you...
That was Donald Trump presumably attacking America, but saying that America has the worst education in the world that people know about. Huh? I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. I want to show you some of the things that Donald Trump has been saying recently, and then I want to compare it and contrast it, more importantly, with what President Biden is doing and saying. So while Donald Trump is talking about the secret worlds, I guess, that people don't know about, Trump is also saying this, that he rather suffer electrocution than being eaten by sharks. Here, play this clip.
But if I'm sitting down and that boat's going down and I'm on top of a battery and the water starts flooding in, I'm getting concerned. But then I look 10 yards to my left and there's a shark over there. So I have a choice of electrocution or shark. You know what I'm going to take? Electrocution. I will take electrocution every single time. Do we agree? Yeah, I will take electrocution.
While Donald Trump is saying that, he's posting photos of himself, cartoon photos of himself next to Jesus during the New York Attorney General's civil fraud case. Oh, of course, there's this one right here of Donald Trump claiming that he saved Christmas. That there was no Christmas before him. He saved it. Now you can say Merry Christmas. Here, play this clip.
Christmas tree. By the way, remember Christmas, by the way? We brought back Christmas. We brought back Merry Christmas. Nobody fights it anymore. Nobody fights it. Speaking of Christmas, remember that? I said, one of the first things I said in 2015, actually, when I was campaigning, I said, we will bring back Merry Christmas. Because these woke department stores, they didn't want to use the word Christmas. And they use the word Christmas now. We brought that back. We did a lot of things.
Or how about this one? Donald Trump saying he actually should win California despite losing by like 35 or 40%. He claims it's all rigged. California's rigged. Everything in his world is rigged. Here, play this clip.
Primary in a very big, beautiful, historic landslide. And you know, most candidates would get, but then we're going to win California. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll say it a little bit differently, because we would win California in a general election if they didn't have a rigged voting system where they send out 22 million ballots. Think of that, all mail-in ballots, 22 million ballots. People.
So you've got Donald Trump doing and saying all of that. And by the way, here's what he's posting on his social media platform right here. After the story broke that Special Counsel Jack Smith has evidence, a treasure trove of evidence that Donald Trump shared secrets about America's nuclear submarine capability to an Australian billionaire. And this will all be introduced at trial. Here's what Donald Trump says. He goes, "The ridiculous story put out today about me talking to a Mar-a-Lago member about U.S. submarines is false and ridiculous, other than the fact that I will often state that we make the best submarines and military equipment anywhere in the world. A pretty well-known fact. These fake stories are put out by corrupt prosecutors trying to interfere with the election, blah, 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 blah." You know, and it's just whining. Oh, yeah, he posts this about America Memorabilia. It's this company that I think pays Melania Trump. They're making American Christmas ornaments, and they have a name making it feel like you're buying it from the government, which is, I think they're just paying Melania. And this was a week where Donald Trump was at trial. Just by the way, here's Trump's deposition from this trial in the New York Attorney General case. When he acts like he's so smart, Donald Trump says he's so smart. Well, here he is. Here's Trump's deposition where he says he doesn't know about generally accepting accounting principles. He said his CFO knows. It's his CFO's job. Alan Weisselberg. Play the clip.
To meet your obligation here of presenting the information in accordance with GAAP, was Alan Weisselberg responsible for that?
Object to the form.
I would say yes.
Okay, well, let's see what his CFO, Alan Weisselberg, says here. Play the clip.
If I said the phrase gap GAAP. Are you familiar with that acronym?
I've heard of that, yes.
Okay. Tell me everything you know about GAAP. What is GAAP?
Generally accepted accounting principles. I don't know what's in GAAP. I never took the CPA exam
Okay.
and never studied for it. So I don't know all the various components of what GAAP is.
Are there any components you know about what GAAP is?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
This blew my mind when I found out, but did you know that over 80% of people have subscriptions that they've forgotten about? No, seriously, think about how many free trials you've subscribed to that you've probably never canceled. That's why I'm such a big fan of Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Most people think that they're spending $80 on their subscriptions, when in reality, the number's closer to $200. When you're signed up for so many things like streaming services you use to watch one show or free trials for delivery that you don't use, it's so easy to lose track of what you're paying for. With Rocket Money, you can easily cancel the ones you don't want with just the press of a button. No more long hold times or annoying emails with customer service. Rocket Money does all the work for you. Rocket Money can even negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is take a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Rocket Money also lets you monitor all your expenses in one place, recommends custom budgets based on your past spending, and they'll even send you notifications when you've reached your spending limits. With over 3 million users and counting, Rocket Money customers have saved an average of $720 a year. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/MeidasTouch. That's rocketmoney.com/MeidasTouch.
Okay, and while all of that's going on this week as well, Donald Trump dismissed the lawsuit that he brought against Michael Cohen because he was too afraid to show up at his deposition. He dismissed the lawsuit that he filed against Judge Engoron because he was too afraid to pursue that. He dismisses all of these cases that he files after he gets the headline where he actually has to prosecute the cases. But by the way, let's compare that to Biden. Well, first I'll show you one more thing. Of course, you have President Biden in a loving relationship with our incredible First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden. Here is where Donald Trump buried Ivana Trump, turned Bedminster into to call it a funeral to get a cemetery to get tax benefits. That's where he allowed the overgrown grass. He just put her in the back of his golf course. And here's what President Biden is saying this week, in a week where 336,000 new jobs were created, as it was reported, exceeding all expectations by about 3 or 4 times. Here's President Biden saying how sick and tired he is of Republicans in the House saying that they want to cut the deficit when all they really want to do is cut taxes for the wealthiest Americans. Play the clip.
Quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of Republicans in the House saying they want to cut the deficit when all they really want to do is once again cut taxes for the very wealthy and big corporations, which will only add to the deficit.
And here's President Biden on the media's coverage of the economy, saying that I think the 300,000 plus people who just got jobs feel a lot better than you're reporting.
I think most people still don't feel positive or feel good news about the economy.
Well, first of all, you just heard the news today, too. They haven't heard it. I think the people, those 300 plus thousand people who got jobs, feel better about the economy. Look, I got to choose my words here. Close. You all are not the happiest people in the world, what you report. And I mean it sincerely. You get more legs when you're reporting something that's negative. I don't mean you're picking on me. I'm just the nature of things. You turn on the television, and there's not a whole lot about boy saves dog as he swims in the lake, to say, it's about, somebody pushed the dog in the lake.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, think about it this way. It seems like the media provided more negative coverage of President Biden creating 330,000 jobs in September, exceeding all expectations. Then the coverage the media gave to Donald Trump, providing nuclear submarine secrets to foreigners at Mar-a-Lago. I just want you to think about that. And with all of this going on, like, what are MAGA Republicans saying? Like, it's just a bunch of hate. It's just a bunch of fear because they have no substance. So their hope is that they could scare the crap out of their base and use right-wing media to do that. So they say things like this. Here is Don Jr. saying that Democrats are going to put you into camps. That's what Don Jr. is saying. Play the clip.
This is now mainstay language within the Democrat Party. If you vote for Democrats in 2024, you are literally voting to send your friends, maybe your conservative uncle, to the re-education camps in time.
And here's the head of the RNC, Ronna McDaniel, who won't even use her last name Romney because she's afraid of Trump. And here she's saying Democrats are chaos and pro-criminal, she says.
We're common sense, they're chaos and pro-criminal.
Good luck next week, by the way.
Thank you. I know.
We'll be.
Oh, okay, Ronna. Your cult leader is literally a criminal. The Trump organization has been found guilty of crimes. He's been indicted 4 times for an insurrection we all watched and observed. And we want to talk about the Republican Party. Well, here's a Republican senator, Senator Mullen, talking about how the Republicans were all aware that Matt Gaetz would snort erectile dysfunction medication and talk about sex on the House floor. Here, play this clip.
You got to think about this guy. This is a guy that the media didn't give a time of day to after he was accused of sleeping with an underage girl. And there's a reason why no one in the conference came and defended him, because we had all seen the videos he was showing on the House floor that all of us had walked away of the girls that he had slept with. He'd brag about how he would crush ED medicine and chase it with an energy drink so he could go all night. This is obviously before he got married. And so when that accusation came out, no one defended him, and then no one on the media would give him a time of the day. All of a sudden he found fame because he opposed the Speaker of the House back in November. And he's always stayed there, and he was never going to leave until he got this last moment of fame by going after a motion to vacate.
So, MAGA Republicans, you want to lecture us? You're the party of chaos. You're the party of taking away people's freedoms because you want to take away a woman's freedom to control her body. You want to control who people can marry. You want to support the overthrow of our democracy, and we're just not going to stand for it. We're going to call it out here on the MeidasTouch Network each and every day. We're going to show America what's going on. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 2 million subscribers thanks to your support. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch and have an excellent day.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.